There's a new business group that has formed, Business United. I think it's a longer title. They're coming out in support of an increase in the gas tax. I noticed that the Baton Rouge Area Chamber of Commerce president, Adam Knapp, is a member of the group, and he is supporting a 17-cent a gallon increase in the gas tax. Where's the Shreveport Chamber stand on this?
Well, we actually voted recently to also join the coalition because we believe that infrastructure is one of the most important things we can do to support economic growth in our region. And while no one's in favor of paying more tax unnecessarily, we recognize that with the kind of infrastructure we need to grow business and to support the community, sometimes you gotta pay for what you need. And with a consumption tax, which is what gas tax is, we're paying for the roads that we need to be able to have. And the effort in Baton Rouge is going to be designed to put that money directly into transportation. It's not going to go, as much as we love the state police, it's not going to go to support state police or other activities. It's really going to go to support the infrastructure. And we have a number of projects up here that you may be familiar with, I-49, the Jimmy Davis Bridge, the 220 connector to Barksdale. All of those are important projects that we either need to have local funds to support, state funds to support, or matching funds to draw down federal dollars. And the Transportation Trust Fund supports all of those kinds of activities.
The guy in Baton Rouge, Knapp, said that a 17-cent a gallon increase in the gas tax, and I assume he's talking minimum, although I don't think 20 or 23 will fly. He said that 17 cents a gallon is necessary for job growth in Louisiana. Explain to everybody how, in your mind, how taking 17 cents a gallon from everybody in Louisiana, rich, middle income, and poor, encourages job growth.
Well, I think it encourages job growth because the vast majority of our economy is built on transportation. We move people and stuff around in a fairly significant way, whether it's just getting to work or whether it more efficiently, or whether it's actually moving the trucks that move material back and forth, whether it's whether it's oil, gas, timber, all the extraction industries. So having a better infrastructure allows the flow of commerce to go along. In addition, when you look at someplace like Shreveport, we're one of the few communities that sits at the confluence of a north, south, east, west highway system. So that encourages businesses to locate here. The Hyundai Glovis folks who just came in to the GM plant are here in large part because they distribute cars all over, not just the country, but all over the world. And they're able to do that from here in Shreveport because they have access to the kind of transportation infrastructure that allows them to grow their footprint here. So it really is about economic development, and it is about maintaining the infrastructure we have and growing the infrastructure we need.
Given the current condition of Louisiana roads, and a lot of people will make the point that the DOTD does not allocate their funds in the most that they might have enough money right now to do the job and don't do it. Does your organization feel that giving the DOTD more money is a good idea?
Well, so those are two different concerns, and I think we would definitely want to focus on the first and make sure that the resources that are available are being dedicated and being applied most appropriately. But we also have a $13 billion backlog in the state for projects that need to get done. We have significant backlogs up here. And I disagree that that we have enough money currently to be able to do all the stuff we need to do. In addition, one of the concerns one of the issues you have, like you do with your house, when you put a new when you paint it, you got to paint it more than once a year, more than once. And the same thing is true with road infrastructure. We've got I-220, which is a great east-west road, but that needs repairs and maintenance.
Talking with Timothy Magner, who's the Chamber of Commerce president in Shreveport. There is some concern, and we've talked about it here on the radio, that local residents say that Shreveport-Bossier is not a priority to the folks down south. Is there a little concern from you guys on that front?
Well, that's why it's important for us to be at the table, and that's why it was important for us to join the coalition. If it's all Sunline South, then we're certainly going to be left out of the conversation. But if our organization is part of the dialogue and we're at the table, then we make sure that our voices are heard. And that's one of the things, frankly, we were on a call with Adam Knapp and Jason Alcubi and some of the folks from down south, and I made it clear that, if this was going to be all to fund Baton Rouge and Lafayette, then we're not willing to play. And I was assured that there's going to be an opportunity to allocate dollars across the state, and that it's important for us to have a seat at the table to make sure that the projects that we're focused on get funded, as well as the ones that we know our colleagues in the South need as well.
The number one, I would think the number one project for this area, I know the one everybody talks about, is a new 4-lane Jimmy Davis Bridge across the Red River. I have said sort of tongue-in-cheek, no matter what anybody does, anybody over the age of 40 will never see that bridge. Do you disagree? Was I just being silly, or do you think that is a priority for the people down south too?
Well, I think it is, and I think one of the things that we're going to be doing down in Baton Rouge, and one of the things I know we're certainly going to encourage our delegation to do, is to focus on making sure that those kinds of projects are funded. That one in particular, as well as the I-49 connector and the 220 connection to Barksdale. All of those things are critical to the kind of infrastructure we need in this community, either in the case of Jimmy Davis Bridge to repair or replace that thoroughfare, but also in the case of I-49 and the 220 connector. Those are things that are vital to, in the case of Barksdale, being able to have the nuclear command that's been set up there be functional, because they need two means of egress from the base. We also have I-49 connector that we need to finish that so that we can get all the way from Lafayette to the Arkansas border and facilitate commerce through the city as well as around it.
Shreveport Chamber President Timothy Magner, hope you'll come back next week. Let's talk about that gross receipts tax. I know you love that.
No.
Can we do next week? We'll set that up.
Sure, that'd be great. I think the first word on that one is the operative term there. It's
Thank you.
Gross.
Thank you so much.